It all started off with a girl having a vision and wanting to have some chickens. Woo. Hey you guys, welcome back to Southern Latitudes. I'm Robin and I garden in East Central Florida, and I'm on a ½ acre, and today I have some projects to do. Jack and I have been working very hard on putting the 4 walls up. Yesterday he did all the eaves work and got that in there, so now he just needs to drill the holes and we'll put the hardwood cloth behind it so the chickens will have vents in the summer. And so I'll take you over there in just a second, but I want to show you very quickly. This is Salsa Garden, and it looked like awful. It was awful mess when I showed it to you 2 days ago in the garden tour, the post-freeze. So I wanted to tell you that I had cleaned it up considerably. So the roselle I cut back. I have some little bits of roselle that I'm leaving on here to dry, and I have some really nice big ones on big calyxes, let me use my words, that are drying here. So I ended up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them for the year, and that gave me 3 generous huge harvests, and that worked out very well. I pulled a lot of that Asian day flower that was going through here. I had to put a little twine on the peas because they were coming forward, and so hopefully now they'll grab onto the cattle panel and that'll be a little bit better. So this was the second sowing of the Alaska pea, and I still have a little bit of sweet potatoes growing in here. I found a couple of them yesterday accidentally that were way across the way, and I didn't even plant them over there. They were all right here in this little section, and I found this one too, but it was eaten out at the bottom, so I probably won't keep it. I may re-sow that actually back in the ground. And I've had 3 different droppings of the bunny shavings and poo, and so we'll just continue on the way there. I may end up pulling this little strip of black plastic out right there just to continue fertilizing. I'm not sure about this black plastic because the roselle is growing through it. That's kind of different. I think we should just start fresh with new roselle, but like I said, I'm drying this seed out. So for right now, I'm just going to continue fertilizing this with the rabbit manure, and then we'll cross that bridge when I need to get to this side to fertilize it too. But it won't be too long before I have to cross that bridge, because before you know it, it'll be time to get our cold crops in, and that'll be cool. So over here, let's keep going. I cleaned out a lot of what was indistinguishable weeds at the bottom, and now you can see there is this tomato, and that tomato. So there's not really much going on. I lost a lot of the tomatoes early on in the fall, you know, and it didn't help that we had 2 hurricanes. So all that's gone and cleaned out and ready. Actually, I could start my tomatoes too, and even peppers, but just keep them inside more. I love it that we're in the stage where the days are starting to get longer, and your crops will actually notice that. Your plants will start accelerating in growth. So that's fantastic. I did keep a lot of the zinnias. Oh, look, I got a red one too. I was thinking about this last night or early this morning. I was like, I should have just pulled these, but I didn't. Oh, look at that. Pollinators. Jacqueline, are you looking? She's from Wild Floridian. If you're not already subscribed, that's an amazing channel. So anyhow, these cucumbers are pretty crunchy. I'm pretty certain they're done for. I left a couple in there, but yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot of hope. I don't think that'll work. I think it's, I don't know, the stems might be good, but once you lose those the tops that trail up, you know, I think you're pretty much done with cucumbers. They don't start out from the side like a tomato would. There's my leeks. Somebody was asking about leeks, and I was saying I still have the first sowing of leeks, so they're just right there. They're not doing too good. I need to get in here and hand water. They were sowed so much later than these. See, they could have been this far along, and they're not because I didn't do it. The onions did great. I finally put, yesterday I put this tomato up onto a tomato cage, and I did break a little bit. This one I ran into with the trash can. Look at my onions. They're like ready. These guys are overachievers right here. So all that looks super good. I did finally remember to strip my apple trees. And this is a Bite Me. And this is a Devonshire, I forget, it has actually second name, Devonshire something. So anyhow, and I finally cleaned out their beds, and they're ready for some more layer of compost on top of there. And that's my Cuban oregano, which is suffering in this absolutely cold weather. It loves heat. Some of these bok choy are ready to come out for dinner tonight, so we'll do that. Buddy's having a good time. And over here, I started clearing off my workbench. So in my cacti, this is the Lifesaver cactus, and the thing broke, so I need to pot that. And I was taking care of a lot of the garbage that was around it. I just have the pineapples now, and of course that one thing. And then we're gonna move this cart and get it out of the way. It used to live right here along next to the shed, but I don't want to do that anymore because I really love sitting there in the shade when I'm really hot from gardening. It's really a nice cooler stage to just sit down, catch my breath and everything. We're on our way over to the chicken coop, but let me show you this. I have a blossom here on my tropical sweet peach. I have more coming. Look at that. I probably should collect the pollen on this, but it's come to my attention that when you strip a tree like I did in the beginning of December, it takes about a month, and then they start putting stuff out. Well, so I may have stripped my tree just like 10 days, 2 weeks early. And I guess timing really matters, because it does, like when you strip your tree, I've now since learned that 4 weeks later, all of a sudden it will produce these blooms. Well, which you knew that's happening anyhow, like by February in Central Florida, but and definitely by March. But anyhow, I will probably not strip quite as soon. I'll probably delay just by 2 weeks next year. I mean, you delay by whatever your temperatures are, because I realize that like Ocala temperatures are nothing like what Brevard County temperatures are. So that's relative to exactly your exact location. So, oh, and also just real quick, I had to trim back my avocado, because as I sat there in that chair while Jack was working on the coop at some point, I was like, it was coming way out to here. And I was like, oh my gosh. Well, first of all, we need a walkway to come through, at least a good area with some of these big boards. And I was like, it was in our way. And then I was like, this tree has like almost 5 feet this way towards the sun versus like 2 to 3 feet that way out on the north side. And I thought, okay, I just need to, if a storm came, you know, this in 2023, this coming year, it would be so right side heavy, you know, south side heavy. So anyhow, now what you've been waiting for, the walls are up on the coop. And we had let's see, a bad screw there, or bad corner of the board, I'm sorry, right there, so I spackled it. Some of the wood wasn't really good. Let's see, over here we had, Jack had lined his screws up on the wrong place, so I spackled that. Doesn't matter too much in the big picture, but we just wanted to kind of look nice. And then up here, it looks solid right now, but he's gonna put those little holes in it for vent, for air AC to come out. Instead of hardware clothing the whole section and all, he's just gonna do like a little hole in there all around. So it has some breathing space. Now, oh, hear my echo, that's pretty cool. So these are the roosting bars, and we wanted options depending on however many hens we had, or you know, something like that. So we didn't know, there's 2 on this side. Can you see that? Yeah, 1, 2, and there's 4 over there, so we can fan them out if we want. My hope is to find some natural wood and do that. And then in here is the nesting box, and Jack made a really great decision down there on that end. It's got a little angle so you can pull it out easy. And this is really heavy, you know, so when I clean, say I have to get in here and clean every so often, I just slide the board out. And then also, so then, ouch, put my finger in there. It kind of locks back in, so that way if the chickens want to stand on it, it has some support down there. And then we have those little nesting pads. And I decided to go with one big long chicken box because everybody always fights for the same single square box that's in the old coop. So, which I can't wait. That's coming down after, as soon as the chickens move over here, we're taking at least all the fencing down immediately. And then we'll start with tearing down the rest of it as soon as the rats eradicate it. So there's the chicken door. Yep. And we'll put little trim right here. So everything's gonna be colored. You'll see that at the end of this video. So I'm gonna put white primer on first, then I'm gonna put the special color on in here. That'll be super, super exciting. We were able to do all 4 walls in one day, and I had some bad, again, the lumber these days, the choices you have is very limited in what doesn't have some damage in it. And so anyhow, and then over here, the big chicken box. Our struts come in the mail tomorrow. So this one's gonna come down, and it'll have, I think he called them actuator struts. I don't know what I'm talking about. But the little struts will attach here, so they'll hold the door position. And actually, I think this one drops all the way down, and so I can get in here. So, because I'm a really short person. And then this door, this is the big clean out the coop every week or so, whatever, as needed. And this is actually gonna, the struts will be up here, and you can turn it up here, and he said it'll go past level, so it'll actually turn up higher than your head. So that's fantastic. Well, my head stays below this, but his head is above this. So this coop was totally designed for my height and everything. My wheelbarrow fits perfectly under here, and then this comes right at my waist, so I can bend over easily in here. So everything was custom according to my little short body. So yeah, my job today is to paint the inside of here, get all the walls back white again, put the primer on the outside, and then we get to finally see color today. So without further ado, let's roll that footage. you guys. One coat of primer on, one coat of paint on, sort of two, because I had a little leftover paint and I could, but I'm a mess. I expect there to be paint on my face and I apologize for that. I'm gonna go in, head in, get a good shower, and then I gotta run to the grocery store because we're having family over tonight. But you guys, this is the end of 2022, the last video that I'm gonna make, and then I will see you in the new year. But as I'm painting, I am totally reflecting. I know it took a long time to get this coop up, and some of you probably laughed every time we went by and I said, you know, here's my vision, here's my vision, here's my vision, and then nothing would happen for several months in a row. It was a hard year physically, but the God of the mountains is still the God of the valleys. And you see me, I have both my eyes, they're working, I'm not blind. And I have 20/20 vision. I'm walking on my foot without a limp. And my crazy hand still needs some stuff to be addressed, but I'm using it. And so we will always be thankful and always have hope in God. This coop took forever. But you know what? It doesn't matter. I will look up towards the hills from where my help comes from. My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth, who has given Jack and I the strength to get this far before the end of the new year. Tomorrow we're gonna get in the doors, the struts for the doors. I think I mentioned that earlier. And that's gonna go, and then we can put them on and I can start painting them. Yeah, and then we'll pick up the wire. I don't know if that's tomorrow or Sunday afternoon, but we'll get the wire. And we already have the money allotted for that. We're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done. And I thank you all for being the most patient subscribers. How many times did you have to hear me say, we're building a coop, and then it didn't happen? But you know, economics, the health, you know, things happen. But you guys were so kind to me and so gracious and always encouraging me. And I just wanna thank you for being the best. I don't want to get too emotional here, but you guys, I hope you have a wonderful New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I will see you in 2023. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you in the next video next year. Bye-bye. I got my pink coop. I got my pink coop. Yeah, look at that. Aww. I'm so happy.